Hi, I'm Emma. So I have spent over 8 years at uni in my life, and I have a couple of tips for how to do well at uni. I got a first class honours degree and then I got a PhD. So I have some experience in studying that I wanted to share. So the first one is related to procrastination. If you're really struggling to procrastinate and you can't start, you can't really get anything done, my advice would be potentially look into shifting time zones. I would start a craft project to really completely distract myself, and I would spend a couple of hours absolutely not working and then change it so that I would be working in the evening to work on a different time zone. But I was able to tell myself that I'm not working for some of the day. Say like if it's a really sunny day, I'll take those core hours and I'll go and enjoy the sun, and then I will flip it so that when everything is quiet and there's not as much temptation to go and do fun things, then I will try and get my work done. Obviously, you don't want to be wasting too much time, but sometimes you're wasting the time by procrastinating anyway. So yeah, I would be kind to yourself and embrace taking a break. The second thing would be to make agendas if you are having any sort of supervisor meeting. If you are going into meetings without an agenda, you're kind of wasting your time. Coming out of the meeting, there'll be something that should have been said. So what I did that I think saved a lot of time was, and yeah, got much more productivity out of the meetings, was actually making an agenda for every meeting that I had with my supervisor or every meeting that I had with like a module lead or anything like that. I would write an agenda and have all of the key points that I was wanting to say. Sometimes if I was organised enough and it worked really well, is I would email those agenda notes out in advance. Especially if there was like really difficult conversations of, you know, like extenuating circumstances or something, I would just write those things down, email them, and I think I got a lot more out of the meeting if everyone was completely on board on the things I was about to say. They generally had time to like process and think what they would reply, and it saved a lot of time, and it meant that I was able to say everything that I needed to say in the meetings. And I would fully recommend writing an agenda for a meeting if you're calling one. You obviously, you have a thing that you need to be catching up on, so just agenda the meeting. The third one would definitely be to use technology for your benefit. I'm sure that nobody has not thought of this already, but I would definitely use dictation tools if you've got a big report to write, text to voice readers. I would also use AI to search for relevant papers, say like give me a literature review with all of the references. Other big thing would be setting your schedules and organising your notes. I have used OneNote as a tool for me to take notes and organise them, and they're really searchable. If I had a deadline, I would be setting some tasks in the days leading up to that, and you can absolutely ask AI to break down a task into like bite-sized chunks. Squeeze as much utility out of technology as you possibly can. The fourth thing would be learn to say no, protect your time. Think about if something's going to benefit you. I would sometimes think of my time as like financial value, so I would like set however much per hour and then decide if it was going to be worth my time based on like an arbitrary financial value on how like stressed I was. And like sometimes things are really worth it, but if someone is suggesting that I don't know, go do something that I'm really not interested in and I wouldn't pay for it, then it's not worth like the deduction in my time. Sometimes I would just say no to these things if I had something more pressing or if I was having like a flurry of focus. I think definitely saying no to protect your time is very useful. So my fifth tip is actually learn from your bad days. If you're having a bad day, you're completely unable to focus and you have learned nothing all day and you've procrastinated the entire time, think about and learn from what went wrong. Is it because you had your phone beside you the whole time? Do you need to move your phone to another room? Is it because you were in the library and everyone else was in the library and it was way too loud and you couldn't function? Is it because you were listening to a podcast that was really way too interesting? Or was it because your computer died and you were only working on paper notes? Like, learn from the days that are really bad and like catalogue what has gone wrong to make it such a useless day productivity wise, and then don't be doing the same thing again. It's insane to do the same thing and expect different results. So definitely learn from your bad days. Everyone's different. People study in different like temperatures of rooms, noises, with different music, with different setups. So don't be doing the same thing and expecting different results if it's not working. And the last thing that is not particularly it's not really a piece of advice, but it's just like a be kind to yourself. If your course really is not working, if a specific module is not working, if you are really, really not enjoying like every minute of your life in your academic journey, then maybe consider potentially advocating for yourself to change course, change module, look for a way out that is not making you struggle so much. And if that involves needing extra like mitigations, if that involves changing module or something, like a lot of these things are actually incredibly fixable. I went to uni to study one thing and I ended up like halfway through first year, second year, completely changing and loving it. If it is possible to make a change and you would benefit from the change, then don't be afraid to speak out and advocate for yourself, because nobody's going to be disappointed in you if you do what you need for your own happiness. So be kind to yourself. Academia is really tough. So be kind to yourself. If something isn't working, change it. Use technology. Be more organised in your meeting agendas. And let yourself procrastinate a little bit by flipping the time zone. So those are all the things that worked for me that were not maybe immediately obvious, as a just do better, just work better. Doesn't always help everyone. That's it for this video. I will catch you in the next one. Bye!